Hello, welcome to our Dream to Rise podcast, and I'm truly excited with our new guest speaker who finally figured out her sole purpose in her 40s. However, for over 10 years, procrastination and not good enough kept her stuck in dreamland, invisible in a failing business. But her courageous transformation is a proof that infinite success is possible. As a business and mindset breakthrough catalyst, she empowers purpose driven coaches to break free from hidden blind spots, to magnetize their dream clients with ease, joy, and abundance. For fun, she enjoys delicious dancing. How about that be delicious? Okay, fun dancing, bringing people together for authentic, relating socials, mother-daughter bonding as well, adventures, and wakes up groovy. Wow, that's what I like, being the groove. That does have it all. My dear listeners, please welcome our guest, Miss Chew-Hoong Koh. I hope I got it right, Chew-Hoong.
You nailed it. Thank you, Cynthia. And first, I want to say so much gratitude and appreciation for you. It's with people like you who is courageous and have a podcast like yours to bring people together who have dreams, right? Dreams are dreams. That's the starting point. The thing is that, as you say, you can stay in La La Land. We call it fantasy.
Yeah,
Or you could say, I want to do something about it, and what can it be, right? And
mhm.
so I appreciate that, and when and I call it the butterfly effect, right? You never know who will listen, who can be touched, but one person that you touch and who then take that dream and decide to make it reality, the lives that person touches. So Cynthia, you not only touch one person's life, you actually touch many, many more.
That's our objective, right? That's why you
Right.
are also here. And it doesn't matter how many millions who listen, but not all, not all will take action for their lives. So the even a single soul who would take action because she got inspired by your story, she got empowered by your insights, by your thoughts, by your story, that makes a difference. And that is creating, I'm sure that person will be creating ripples.
Yes.
We are starting to create ripples, and it is through your story. And I'm glad that we got connected because of the term dream, because we all dream. But would you like to stay in that la la land, the dreamland thing, right? A lot of
Yes.
people got stuck in that that dreamland, but are they happy? So what we would like to share with our listeners is, hey, you have that power to create your dream by design. Don't be constricted by those conditions, circumstances happening right now. It's a chaotic world we live in.
Yeah.
We can create our own life using ourselves or making ourselves realize that we can do it. We have that power.
We certainly do. And it's only in adversity then you really learn your resiliency of who you truly are, right? When life will have challenges. And the most important thing I would say to share with your community and mine is that wherever you are, and if you say, okay, I have this dream, but I don't know how to do it, put these three words after it: for right now. It says, I don't know how to do it. I don't have the money. I don't have the people to support me. Put the word for right now, because that means it's not for everything. It's just for right now. You're conscious that what the current situation is, right? And then after you do that, then you realize that, well, who do you want to hang out with to support it? You
Yes.
know, it's like, no, here you are. You, Cynthia has put together this community. You yourself basically say, raising your heart, say, if you need support, I'm here for you, right? And look at all the guests you bring on. We're all here for you.
I'm truly grateful. That's why I'm truly honored to have you all here because we all are in one direction, passing a journey towards one destination. And that is our dream to impact others' lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also another thing to do is that if you don't have evidence in your own life that you are moving towards your dream, I always say that, well, I don't have that. So what do? I call it borrow the evidence. I can say, well, Cynthia has it, that person has it. So if they have it, I can have it too,
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
then I'm going to support, then follow them,
Mm.
connect to them.
Yes.
Raise your hand up and ask. This is the one thing that we got to get comfortable is just to ask, to still say, SOS, I need help, right?
Exactly. Other people, they always say that it's a weakness to ask for help. No, 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 no. We're not born perfect. We were created in with our own strengths and weaknesses. We have our That's why we connect with people. I value human connection because what like in this interview, I'm sure I will be learning a lot from you.
Thank you.
Same with the other people listening. We will find so much value, the gems that you will be sharing with us. So I'm really excited to hear your story. But again, as what I've mentioned, I would need you to share your story. Tell us something about yourself, your journey that brought you to where you are right now.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, as I mentioned, is that, when I was in 40s, I tell people, I even tell myself, kiddingly, but there's a part of me that yearns for it. It's like, I, I'm still trying to figure what I'm going to do when I grow up. That's like, I have a lot of different, my career path is almost like I fell into them or I lean into it or it just came to me. So I took them. And, my story is right. I was a nurse and then I became a banker. I've been in sales in the banking environment, and then I became a business analyst, and then I became a membership expert. Yeah, right. And
Wow, it's
they
all
just
around.
they
Yeah.
showed up. I'm glad, I did well with them. However, there's a part of me that says it doesn't feed my soul. It's not where, I wake up excited and wanting to do all the time, right?
Mhm.
And so that's what I wanted. I hear about that. And that's when I say that my soul, I call it my soul came knocking at the door. I say, okay, you want to know your soul purpose? All right, here it is. And at that time, when it was revealed to me, is interesting. It's back to when I was a nurse, being of service to people, supporting them in a healing capacity, maybe. However, I was interested in helping people to once they know to reveal, to learn the soul purpose, rather than for me taking like over 30 years to figure out. I want to help people to figure out, in a session or two. Because once you know it, then it's like, wow, that's like coming home. So it's like coming home to what it is. And the thing though, when I knew about my soul purpose, that what am I going to do with it? And then I say that, and I know that, oh, I want to help people to know that soul purpose. I also want them to get through from the place of stuckness. Once you get revealed to you what to do, you could either go pursue it, make it reality, or you could get stuck and say, oh, I don't know, I can do it. And that was for me. I spent over 10 or more years saying that, wow, if just to be have business, I need to get in a spotlight, right? I could tell my story, which makes it very vulnerable, and then say, who am I to be able to support these people, right?
Limiting
And then,
beliefs, self-sabotage, right?
right. So I self-sabotage. I realized that there was a part of me that has never, I had honors. I always said this feeling not good enough. And
Mhm.
I say, what brought this on? And I'm glad that I could have done it myself. I did. I love to do things myself, but when I do that, I got stuck in procrastination. And you know what the cause is for procrastination?
Mm,
By being stuck in procrastination and trying to do it myself, and I could never do it because to get the root cause of what causes my not good enough, it will not my we have a protective mind that may not let us know the real reason. Because if we know the real reason, it could sometimes open like some call the Pandora box, right?
mm,
Some traumas you may not realize. Suddenly say, oh my God, I've forgotten this hurt me, or that person hurt me, or this things like that. I have a client who had all the degrees, know what a sole purpose is, never could get a business off. And because I helped her reveal it like quickly, she had some incidents growing up where, when she was a teenager, especially, something horrible happened, and she say, "Why bother? Why bother even living?"
oh, man.
Now, when you have that as part of your belief, then when she tried to have a business, she's saying, "Why bother having a business?"
Mhm.
It
Yes,
stopped herself.
yes. And those negative things, and another thing, it starts all with your thoughts, right? If you always nurture those negative thoughts, it will become a reality
Yes.
because the thoughts becomes our feelings, and feelings becomes the our actions. And when we act how we feel, that's what do you get from the results? The same thing.
Right. Yeah. As you start with thoughts and you think it over and over and over and over, then becomes a belief, right? You say you
Yes.
somehow your mind will stick on. It must be true because then you start seeing things which sort of support that and not necessary. And then
Exactly.
wow, you supercharge your emotions, then it really becomes even more amplified. And
Yes.
it's interesting you thought about that because there was not. I said, oh, I'm not good enough. I don't have what we call the ABCs, extra ABCs after my name, right? And I come from a family of nine in our family, and a lot of my siblings are very smart, and
Mm.
and so they have their PhD or MD, and mine, oh, just a bachelor's degree. And so, and then I also grew up where in school, in my culture, I went to school
Uh-huh.
where it's okay for the principal or the teacher to bring the kid up in front of school and reprimand them and in a way verbally abuse them. So here are me now, 3-year-old with this giant of 5'9" teacher looking down, booming, say, why can't you be like the other kids? Be quiet. You're not smart enough. You don't do that well. So just be quiet. Just be quiet. And that happened again, a few times. And then of course, little me said, "Oh, I better be quiet. I'm not good enough. Yeah, look at my grades, right?" And
Mhm.
so from that perspective, it made me real, even though in my adult life, I help people with the half, I call it the Ivy League, you know,
Mhm. Uh-huh.
smartness to they make messes, and I was the one who helped them get out of their messes. And so, but so I
It
was doing the background, and so now to realize that I have to be in a spotlight, helping people, that was very difficult for me. And so that caused me the stuckness. Yeah.
Mhm. And when you mention about procrastination, most of the time I think like me, I procrastinate. Why? Because I try to be perfect,
Mm,
which is not really the case because no one is perfect.
yeah.
Probably it's because of the expectation based from our supervisors, no?
You're
But
right.
I think that's the thing. We should realize that no one is perfect, even though that's the expectation of our supervisors. When before we started with this podcast, we mentioned about setting boundaries, and it helps. Okay, we have our strengths and weaknesses, and this is the only thing that I could take on my plate. Setting boundaries. I'm a yes person thing. I would always say yes, 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 up to a point that I, I'm I'm burnt out. I'm stressed out. and
Correct. Yeah,
it
yeah.
will impact your health. So procrastination is really from my end, from my perspective, it was because I was trying to be perfect because of the expectation of other people.
Yeah. No, that's interesting you mentioned that because procrastination is just a symptom. And if you're stuck in a pattern, that's why you want to pay attention, right? Especially if it's stuck and you're not getting to realize your dreams, for example. And then under that, this procrastination is could be perfectionism, it could be and underneath perfectionism is really not good enough, not worthy, not loved.
Yeah.
So then what is underneath that? So you really have to we call peel back the onion. And
Yeah.
this is something I encourage you to, work with Cynthia or some a coach that you
Or
feel can
even to you,
support you.
even to
Yeah,
work with
thank
you.
you. Yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Because because it means that you have to get to a very vulnerable place to say that, I'm not this good enough person. I'm not this perfect, right? So invite you. And I mentioned to you that I found there are three, I call them superpowers that can support you in bringing your soul purpose or your dream into, because I deal with clients, so with a thriving business or a thriving success, whatever you do. All right. And we touch on this thing. One of the superpowers is related to the superpower of being connected to your soul intention, soul connection. That means that you're coming, what does your soul really want? When we're born with this beautiful soul, with excitement, with dreams, and life happens where, it could force you to sort of protect this dream by then being skeptic, being like in hiding, in all this, being stuck, right? So really connect back to your soul connection. And one of the ways to know how you really connect with your soul, how how easy is it for you to be your authentic self? For me, it was very difficult because I had to put a lot of mask on with this person. Oh, I better be this timid, shy person, that person. I better just say, yes, dear, yes, sir, no, sir, right? And I couldn't be myself. And the moment I decided to be myself, I realized that I'm this very funny, quirky person, and I lean into that. And when I did, I felt so much more showing up
Uh-huh.
myself. And it's not tiring, right? When you show myself, I don't have to like all this exhausting stress that I put on myself.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Very true.
So
Very true.
yeah, then this next superpower is super of we call it high vibration. Like if you want to achieve something, you gotta feel good about yourself, right? I say you gotta wake up groovy. For me, groovy means I'm excited about the day, I choose to have joy, I choose to have lots of fun, right? And
Mhm.
so because when you're high vibration, you put yourself in a zone of manifestation.
Mhm.
Cynthia, you say you believe in manifestation. That's me too. At one time, this manifestation is that what? It seems very woo-woo because I am very geeky. I grew up in a culture where, you do the stuff, you do, and you fulfill your goals, right? It's one way of doing it. However, what if you can do from that place of where you're in this high vibration, we're connected to the soul? It's like you become a magnet. The
Mhm.
goals come to you faster. You don't have to go chase after it. You don't have to like, I call it the efforting and all that. And, it's like having a radio signal that is so clear that you say, this is what I want. And there I call them my woo-woo allies, the universe, the divine, and people will come to support you. Yeah, you shared about your situation, right? When you were a single mom and you needed to have the money to have your kids get their dreams.
You mentioned about the frequency, no? The radio.
Mm,
For you to be in the right frequency, this is what I know, no? Most of the time we are stuck with the bad news. All the news on TV. It's all negative. Why won't we change the frequency or the channel to a more positive so that it will help us really move forward to a more positive outlook? Uh, a lot of us would just, oh, I will listen to the news, but the after that, done. I'm done.
yeah,
Change the frequency, then see how we can work, how I can work positively. How can I see things positively? Because this negative news will just bring you down.
Correct. Yeah. I love what you say. At one time I did a media fast. Basically, I don't even bother. Now, because I want to be connected to support, I do what I call media scan. I'll scan it and I say, oh, so much of that. Don't stop at that. When you're feeling down, and I would feel like angry, I would feel frustrated. What can I do? Feel out of control. You acknowledge that, however, you have to find a way out of this low frequency, because when you're this feeling anxious and all that, you feel that you cannot do anything, right? So you got to, there's a process I do, and I call it making peace with it. I'm making peace with what is out there I cannot do. However, then I then say, what can I do to support it?
Yes.
What do I have in control to be able to bring more love, more compassion into the space? So,
I,
so that's what I do. I focus very much, who are the clients I can serve, go on podcasts, talk to people who are willing and ready and to support them in ways. So
Mhm.
that's what you want to do. And however, I know some of you will say, yeah, 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 you're there already, but I'm like feeling depressed. I'm feeling discouraged. What can I do at that point? There are processes to support you to do that. And the most important thing is you got to, and that's the how thing that you connect, come into my community, and I'm sure Cynthia you can share too, how to move from the place where you're not feeling good to a place of at least a little feel more, a little hopeful, a little more optimistic.
yeah.
And that's what you want to just pay attention to where you are. And again, saying, I'm feeling this for right now. However, I want to be at a place different.
Mhm.
So, okay, and sort of reach out to people and all that to support you. And
Again,
the yeah,
again, you want to be in that place, but you won't get to that place without taking any action.
correct. Yeah, it's about action. You got to do something with that. And so the action here would be that, to choose where I want to be and say who in my friend circle can support me. If there isn't, who in the outer, oh, I know Cynthia, I know Chew-Hoong now. I'm gonna reach out to them.
Yes. And
Okay?
networking is very important.
Yes.
This is one way for us to connect. And I know that you have a lot of things to offer. Probably I could even invite you to our Dream to Rise Inner Circle. That's my mastermind group, wherein you could share with us how you do things differently from other people. And that's another opportunity. That's how we collaborate.
Yes.
Me, when I connect with people, we see, I would like to see and go deeper. How can we collaborate and how can we support each other?
Thank
So
you. I appreciate that. I'm gonna call that. That's a date, Cynthia.
that's a date. Yes.
That's a date. Yeah. And
I'm glad, I'm glad you're open to it.
oh, absolutely. And, and I'm going to have my own mastermind, and, you're going to come in too and share, because we all share from our own experience, as you say, your stories, and, and there's so many different ways to do it. And the important thing is that it's like, bring you to a buffet, right, with
Yes.
all these different ways. And yeah, and we then invite you to pick and choose,
Yes.
what really resonates with you. We call that. Yeah. And
Exactly.
now the third superpower I want to bring on, because I have a special gift that's very connected with that third
Mhm.
superpower. Yeah. And I call it the superpower of knowingness. How do you know that if you have a dream and then you want to achieve the goal, how do you get there? Like for me, my dream, okay, I know my sole purpose is, I call it serving, is to help purpose-driven coaches to break free from any limited beliefs or anything that's keeping them stuck, to them having a thriving business, right? So that's where my reality, and I'm so excited, that's my goal. But where I am now, when I started, I was, well, I don't know anybody. I go to how do I let myself known? So how do I get myself to the place where now I am this, like, wow, I'm on podcasts, I
Mhm.
have clients and all that. And sometimes the bigger our goal is, if there is a big gap between where your reality is and where your big goal is, how do you get there faster?
Mhm.
And this process I have is like when you want to get to the big goal, there's a lot of little action steps that you got to take, right? And one of mine, for example, is, well, I better get on when I want to, I say, I better go network with people,
Mhm.
right? So, so that's one little activity that when I go network, what is the outcome I want from doing this network? I want people to connect people who say, "Oh, I have people that you could talk to. You know, you work with coaches, I work with coaches too. Let's talk further and see how we can help each other, right? You
Great.
know,
Yes.
yeah. Or when I get networking, sometimes I say, wouldn't it be lovely? I tell what I do, and someone on the call say, wow, I really need your help. Can we talk?
Mhm.
The dream client come to me, right?
Yeah.
So what I do is that a few minutes before I get on my networking call, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, I would what we call do this visualization that I step myself through to say that, oh, when I get on a call, this is what's going to happen. You know, I'm rewiring
Mm.
my brains, my vibration to get excited with what can happen. I could go into the call with still saying, oh, I don't know, I'm coming here, but oh, you know, it would be so nice to get someone, right? That's the energy of like angst. What if you come into the activity with the energy of anticipation, with hopefulness, right?
Great.
So in my visualization, I say, oh, when I go there, you know, wouldn't it be lovely that when I share what I want to do, my dream client will say, oh, I want to talk to you more. People will say, I want to talk to you, I want to connect with you. Oh, that's the outcome I want. So I sort of, we call it, I sort of preset it for how I
Ah,
want to help him in. And I
see,
tell
the
you what, if you,
energy, the positive energy that you're projecting will come
yes.
back to you.
Right. Yeah, you become a magnet, right? The
Yes.
power of high vibration. So
Mhm.
at first what I do is that, oh, I didn't meet yet, but however, I'm just grateful I meet all those people, right? You know, if it doesn't you don't get the goal, that's okay. You
Yes.
know, be in hopefulness because now you're connected with a number of people. You just have to follow up phone calls and it could happen. The more you do it, I tell you, it doesn't take long. I love it when for example, I work with clients who are doing well, but they have a money ceiling. You know, they make so much money, they can't get beyond that. They make six figures, they want to do more, but they're stuck. Or some people who are make money, but they're roller coasters. So we work on this of how to get them in the vibration, you know, of that of manifestation of hopefulness that even though, yeah, currently your bank account shows like, you know, very little money, right? But how can you move to a place where you're going to make money? uh, I love that I work with a client, and that afternoon he would text me, "Guess what? I just had a client who I thought would never be my client just paid me $3,000."
See?
It can be fast like big because you work with energy, you know, you work with all the superpower stuff.
That's why I always believe in this quote where your attention is, energy flows.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. And you've got to be so tunnel vision on
Uh-huh.
that. You
Uh-huh.
know, because there is a thought that says that 17 seconds of pure thought, of pure vibration is equals to 2,000 actions. Think about that.
Oh, wow. That's good.
That's huge.
Could you repeat that again, please?
17 seconds of pure thought, of pure vibration of hopefulness, optimism is equals to 2,000 action.
Yes.
So you could do it from a place of what we call doing, which most of us in our school, you know, in being taught and all this. If you do this, then you achieve that. The doing is important. However, you now come from a place of of feeling hopeful, of excited about it. You
Mhm.
bring that energy into what you're doing. Whoosh. This is what we call people. I love doing what we call quantum manifestation. This is like, you know, manifestation on steroids.
Yes. Zoom.
Exactly. Yeah. So my gift is a guided meditation that you put on just a few minutes before you go on the activity. I will guide you to sort of put yourself in the best vibrational place, vibrational place where you feel very aligned with what your soul wants to have. And then you will then create the inspired and aligned actions. that
Wow.
you can
I'm
achieve.
excited for that special gift, huh?
Yeah. And
But
once
my
you learn it,
uh-huh.
this visualize, you can do it when you're sitting, when you're walking, when you're driving, and in motion. So, I have I have another client. She wanted to manifest her soulmate, right? She must have been on over 30 connections, blind dates, connections, and she's
Online
driving.
dating.
Right. So she's driving to go to this networking event and she's driving. She said, oh, it's never happened before. What's going to happen? And why do I even bother going? Right. And then she decided to do what she called the Chew-Hoong thing. The Chew-Hoong thing. It's all right. I'm going to, do this kind of visualization. So while she's driving there, saying, wouldn't it be lovely, right? If you use what you call progressive health, she says, wouldn't it be lovely if I get there, someone will have open arms and just be so excited to see me.
Yes.
She was
Yes.
getting so excited and so hopeful. When she got there,
Exactly. Oh.
exactly what happened. She walked in, many people, and someone actually said, oh my God, I haven't seen you for ages. How are you? And now they're together. So there we
Oh,
go.
imagine.
Yeah, it is.
It's actually you affirming, claiming that this will happen.
Yes,
And that's the mind shift that we need to learn,
right.
the growth
Yeah.
mindset,
And
because
I always say this or better for the goodness, higher good for me and everybody. Because sometimes what we think is the best for us may not be the best. So I call it that, have it. However, don't hold tight to it. Don't be so attached to it. Be willing to let go and let flow.
yes, yes, that's why we, isn't it, when we have a palm full of sand, if we try to tighten our palm, the sand will just move out. Yeah, it will just fall. But if we put it open, the more sand you could get from the by the palm of your hand.
Yeah,
Yes, just open and let go. It's not really letting go, but at least not you controlling it that much.
correct.
I
That's the
like
thing. Yeah. The more you hold it, it's a neediness. It's coming
yes,
from a place of scarcity.
exactly.
Yeah, so again, high vibration is about being a place of just leaning to trust more and just being a place of hopefulness, optimism. And you may have regrets. For me, I had a lot of regrets, right? Of how things didn't happen. So I had to make peace with it. I have to make peace. I have to forgive myself about my
Mhm.
shoulda, coulda, woulda, and also knowing that it can happen because there are evidences in my life that show that great things have happened.
Yeah.
I can listen to podcasts like yours and other people's are connected. That this happened to them. They're
Yeah.
not that special. So I can have it too, because in this case, you don't want to be too special. You want to say, they're special and like all these other normal people, so I can have it too.
Yes, yes. And I think you've mentioned about what did you mention about yes, it can happen whatever adversity, the fall we have experienced, that's the time really that you will learn. And take note of what the lessons learned. And those are the wisdom that will be that will retain in you as you grow older. And
Yeah,
the whenever someone would greet happy birthday, what's the blessing? We're getting older. Excuse me. Yes, we might experience body pain and so on, but then the wisdom that we're gaining from all those years, the life journey we have gone through, that's immeasurable.
yeah.
That's
You
priceless.
pointed on something is that when you have adversity, you want to say, okay, these are things I don't want. You can even take a piece of paper and put a line in to the middle of the paper. On one side, you say, what is it I don't want? And be very clear. Or I don't, I don't want, for me, it's like, I don't want to have to date online all the time, do all those apps. All right. Then you got to be clear. What do you want instead? For me, it's that I want to meet someone special when I'm doing the things that I have fun doing.
Yes.
And that's how I met people I love and all that because I was out there having fun, right? I'm in the best high vibration place,
Being
and
authentic.
right, and I glow, and people, and I said, why do you want to talk to me? Because you look like you're having so much fun, you're so happy. See, from
Yes.
the energy, that's how the attraction comes in. So
And
no, the
you
thing I've
meet
got
the
to
right
remind you,
person.
once you figure out what you want, you got to fold the paper in half and just put your focus on the things you want.
Exactly. List down the things. Like, for example, if you want to meet your right person, list down the qualities that you want.
That's right.
Then I'm sure the qualities that you want are the qualities that you have. So you emit the qualities as what we have shared, you attract the qualities that you want
Right.
because that's what you're projecting. So be authentic and be honest to yourself and to others that this is the real Chew-Hoong, the real Cynthia. That's more that's the time wherein you get to magnetize more people that is really meant for you. Sometimes
Yeah.
we want to get clients. Not all clients are your client. Not all people out there are your clients. They That's why what you're helping is you help coaches to meet the right clients.
Right. Yeah. And you notice when I say coaches, I was very intentional to say I want to work with purpose-driven coaches.
Yeah,
Coaches who have a sole purpose, who are doing this work because of an experience that happens in their life, right? They want you to make that meaningful change. It's a very different kind of business that you bring forth, you know. And so that was clear, and that's how I I met people who are from that place. And that's how I met you because there's a lot of podcasts out there, and yours showed up prominently because and Dream to Rise. The moment someone said dreams, I'm like, oh, let me see what Cynthia is all about. And I'm my biggest why is to serve people who have dreams and help them become reality. And especially in to have a thriving business, we say that this is one of the most challenging thing you can bring. If you've never been in business, if you're coming from a corporate world, which I can, so to help them, to attract, to be the magnet, to sort of so that you don't get burnt out because you can burn out even if you have a dream because of the depend of the road the road you choose to travel. So
exactly.
that's my goal is to help people just do it with ease, do it with joy, and do it with abundance because it's important to be wealthy coaches.
Yes. Wonderful. I'm enjoying really our chat, our conversation. But what is your goal for the next 12 months?
Yeah, my goal is definitely to be out there more visible. I've built what I call a concierge coaching business on referrals and people I meet. However, I say, I want to step into more the bigger stage, right? Like the podcast, other people's stages, be involved with different masterminds. I told my daughter, I just want to let you know, my goal this year is to be out there, to be seen. And you say, Mom, out there everywhere? I said,
Why
well,
not?
I
Why
said maybe
not?
in certain groups, certain groups I want to
Because you
be
don't know
meaningful.
where you'll get the it's being out there, you don't know where your opportunities. It's just be open to opportunities. Just like what I did. I I was able to write books now. And I was praying, Lord, I've experienced to be an author. How I wish that I would like to see myself speaking in front of the public. You know what? 3 days after, I got an invitation from the World Bank 1818 Society, world employees who are retired, to give a talk during their annual meeting. My, I'm so scared to speak in public. And then another one, I got invited by IDEAS to speak to be their keynote speaker in Paris.
Mm.
And then another one in Toronto. Never did I imagine to see myself out there speaking. But because, as what you've mentioned, I focus on that. I want to try another venue wherein I could expose myself and be visible. God showed me the way.
That's right. Yeah.
He showed me, sent me those people, and it's just a matter of me accepting or not. And
Right.
that's where action is taking place now. You have a choice. Take it or leave it, or it's up to you. That's why I always tell other people, they keep complaining and complaining. What have you done? Nothing. So you still continue to complain. What drastic or what risk have you made to make that change? No change will happen without you taking any risk, not you going out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. Agree. I might call my three C's. First, get clear of what you want, right? You have a dream. What do you want to do with the dream? Get clear. Number two, do you have the courage? Have the courage
Mhm,
to say yes to it.
mhm.
And number three, you got to commit to it.
Yes.
Yeah. And I guess and for us it's like I don't know how I'm gonna do this, I don't know how. And
Mhm.
that's okay because you may only know certain hows, but there are certain hows you not even be aware of. Like in your case, you say I want to be out there, I want to be of service. You didn't know how it's gonna happen. And because you're aligned with your soul and your God is supporting you, ta-da! World Bank. Never thought about that, right?
Yes.
Another big one. And that's how it can happen. And when you do that, which I hate to, but manifested the magic can happen. And that's how it happened for me too. I know I connect some communities and I would be at networking events just saying what I'm doing, but because I'm coming from this so excited about I'm
Mhm.
passionate, someone texts me and say, "Hey, I want you to be on my summit." This person, I don't know this person,
Yeah.
but imagine that, right?
Yes.
So it bypassed that. So it can happen. So again, the clarity, if you're having tough time with clarity, Cynthia can show help you. And for me, built into my gift is that you go and listen to the enough, and then my another gift is that you book a call with me, and I will help you get even more clearer and how to customize the visualizations for your situation.
And I'm sure it's going to be at least a 30-minute free call.
Absolutely. Service of you. I know some of you, you've been and say, I don't know, you're going to sell me something. And I'm going to tell you this. I come a place of that, of service that I'm going to help you in the 30 minutes where I can. And if there's a place that I can support you, I will ask your permission. Can I share with you how I can help you? And if it's a yes, we continue. If it's a no, that's okay.
That's okay.
I am not at a place where I want to sell you something because that's not where I come from. I want to be, for me, as with sales, it's a sacred
Yes.
service.
Yes. Agree
Support
with
you.
you. I agree with you. So what do you think would be, with what you have mentioned, I don't know if there's going to be a major roadblock achieving your dream, which is to be visible. What do
Yeah.
you think is major roadblocks?
For me, I know that I had some big goals to my big goal is this year is to really one of okay, let me see. Any the roadblocks I have because I achieve, let's say, I'm not an author, so I want to be an author. So I know that there are many things to being an author, and so I I hired a coach to support me in that
Mhm. Oh,
because there's mentors and coaches to that, and even and the question was, oh my God, how am I going to pay to have to pay for the investment? However, because I'm committed to my big why, because if I'm an author, I will reach out more people, right, in other ways. So because of that big why, I figured out, oh, I'll figure out the money piece, and
mhm.
it's been figured out.
Yeah.
See
Great.
that?
See?
Yeah, so yeah, with this the big roadblocks, I'm going to suggest that if you don't have the resources, get resources from someone, and I'll tell you there's plenty of free resources. However, also think about really having a coach because is when you have a coach, it shortcut everything. Think of the
Yes.
cost. I want to talk to you now, talk about procrastination. When I was in procrastination, I try to do myself. I look for freebies. I do. However, because I'm stuck in this, especially when you have internal stuckness, you got to have someone to help you. And
Yes.
because I didn't do that for 10 years, think of how much I was thinking how much money I would have made.
Yes.
My hourly rate right now is $300.
Mhm.
10 years of wasting, can you imagine? I would have been a multimillionaire by now,
Yes. See, it's
right?
all because of our inner thoughts.
Yeah. One thing, leaders, especially Tony Robbins shared one thing, success, and he was talking about business success. 20% of it is related to the tactics, the strategies, the tools you can do for business. 80% or more is related to what's happening between your ears, the mindset, the psychology. And I'm going to propose it's not just your mind, but it's your emotions, it's your energy level.
Mhm. And that's why we're here. We're here as coaches because we will help you discover those roadblocks. Because most of the time we try to evade I mean discovering those things because we can't accept the fact that we're experiencing those limiting beliefs, self-sabotage and fears, but really just be open and see how you can learn from your coaches. It's going to be a lot faster. Like
Yeah.
I have a 12-week program, you have your program as well. Why not take that 12-week program instead of you waiting for 10 years, just like what Chew-Hoong mentioned? You could have experienced the the success already by getting a coach who will help you become a lot better than before and discover your uh, your purpose. The most important thing that really made me or motivated me to do this is really to discover first what is really your purpose, what is really your dream, and then everything will follow. As what you have mentioned, be clear, be courageous, and be committed. And those are the three important steps which you just shared, and I'm truly grateful for that. So I don't know you. I'm sure you. I know you've given me a lot of advices. One simple advice which you'd like to share to our listeners.
I'm going to invite you that if you have a dream, if not now, when? And to get what you want, it's not what you do, it's what you are.
I agree. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. So thank you. Oh, how will they be able to connect with you? True.
All right, I'm going to give you the link, and I think you're going to put it as part of your
Uh-huh.
podcast
But at
info.
least something here for the even your website.
Oh, right. Yeah. I would say the best thing because I do it depending on the situation how to support you. You can write to me at chuhung.k@gmail.com.
Mhm.
Chuhung is one word, then .k@gmail.com.
Okay. And how can they do you have a social media which wherein they could look for you?
Yes, I'm on Facebook. If you're looking for my name, Chew-Hoong Koh, or LinkedIn, you'll find me.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. Chuhung, thank you so much for this wonderful interview, this conversation. It was I felt so much energy. My energy plus your energy combined. That's what you've mentioned. It's a steroid.
On steroids, yes. We want to enjoy our day feeling groovy.
Yes. When you mentioned about being groovy, well, I enjoy Zumba.
Good, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Delicious
Uh,
dancing, right?
yes,
Yeah,
yes. So
yeah.
do what you're passionate about, and you'll get there. It's so easy for you to get where you would like to end up. And again, it's an honor to have you, Chuhong. And we will again meet because we have a date, another date.
Yes, that and many more, because that's the thing, right? Because
Yeah.
we come from a world where there's abundance, there's plenty to go around, and one of the best things is when we support each other's
Yes.
magnificence.
Yes.
Because we've got to raise each other up, right? So we
Exactly.
can rise and thrive together.
Yes. And that's the main reason why I created my Dream to Rise Inner Circle, my mastermind group, because my goal is to help my members rise and shine.
Yes.
The end result that I would like to see from each member. Okay. Thank you so much. And for our listeners, thank you for tuning in and wait till next episode. Have a good day to all. Thank you again, Chew-Hoong.
Thank you.
Okay.